Okay guys, let me just see if I can pull myself up here and let's get into it. Okay, now what is this? What is this music metaphysics? Well, I invented this term so I can kind of give it a definition, but really it's an ancient study. Music goes back to the origins of life on the planet, probably before then. Because the scientists have proven that we are all a waveform. We are all and if you look at all the creation stories like the Big Bang, all the Word of God, they all make a sound. All right, so but it's an ancient science. All right, ancient science. All right, so this is what we're going to talk about today. Now, when we talk about music, music, you think about in the ancient societies, they didn't have a word for musician. They had words for scientists, but they looked at everything as music, everything as sound. And all of the ancient traditions, they looked at music as more, than what you think today. All right, so we're going to look at some of these ancient systems, and we're going to take a look at some of these, okay, today. Now, this music metaphysics course that we're talking about, and you see that music is used in a lot of esoteric societies, and it is three. You have secular, non-secular, and esoteric. So we're going to deal with some of these so-called esoteric, these secrets, okay? Secrets of music, all right? It's not a big secret, okay? None of this stuff, all of this stuff you can find today on Google. But this is going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to talk about our cosmic chord. Now, what is your cosmic chord? What is your cosmic chord, right? And we're going to talk about this music metaphysics system, all right? So now we have in this in our system, in our school, we talk about systems for improvisation, okay? Now, just to give you a brief overlay how music is connected to metaphysics before we get into all of this, you see the pentatonics and all this, pentatonic scale and all this. I just want to give you guys a brief overview of what we're going to talk about. Now, the whole tone scale, there's only two of those, right? There's only two. And now, we always like to use the analogy. Now, just follow me, and it's going to make sense to you, right? So, Adam and Eve, right? So, Adam and Eve, right? So, I'm going to build my whole tones, right? Now, these whole tone scales are all whole steps. In the movies, they'd be like some... like you're dreaming in a cartoon. You would hear that, that's Adam, right? If you start on A, and then if you go to E, and you build the same whole steps, you're going to have Eve, right? Well, we like to use these analogies, right? So you can understand it. Now, these are not scales, these are systems. These are mathematical formulas of music, and this also represents the opposites of the universe, right? So we go over these, right? So now, without going, you guys who got to get in the class, we talk about how to use these things and systems. Now, this is not a class on systems for improvisation, but I just want to show you something. All right, now, look at your hand, right? Now, I don't mean to give you guys the middle finger, but if you look at your hand, you're going to see this, right? You're going to see the whole tone scales. Just look at your hand and look at the page. You can see this, okay? You see one, and you see, isn't that kind of interesting? And you guys find that interesting? You didn't know that. You guys don't even look at your hands, right? But you see that. You use in music, right? So you see you got the chromatic system, right? Now, I'm going to show you something else now in the Trinity of Diminish, which you form in these. These are systems in music, right? Now, I'm not going to go over this class because you're going to get this as a bonus when you enroll in the music metaphysics class, which we're going to get into. But I'm just showing you how you are music. You are waveform. You are sound. Music's our gift. It's a gift. And it brings people together. It brings people together. People that are fighting before, they end up loving each other. All right. So this is a great gift. All right, now I'm going to show you the science of this without going through all this. You know, there's only 3 diminished scales, right? And we went through this in the Systems for Improv, but there they are on your hand. If you see those, now look at your same hand, and if you look at the top, now you should know that this is going to be middle C, your middle finger. I don't mean to give you guys, but this is middle C, the middle of your middle finger. All right, so look at that, right? All right, now if you go down chromatically until you get to C, right? That's an octave. Right now, if you look at this, right, you just look at your hand. You don't even have to play music. You know that you are music. All right, this is like that. This is like a secret. The Trinity of Diminished. How to use this is like, the cats. The cats. Used to didn't want to show you this shit, but it's just like a real key to understanding everything in music, man. So they going to school, just look at your hand, right? So you got the diminished, right? So we've got 1 G, B flat, D flat, and E, right? G, B flat, D flat, E. That's 1 diminished. You see, that's 1 trinity of diminished. All right, and then we've got E flat, C, A, G flat. In the middle part. That's another diminished. That's the other side.